Hello everyone, this is Ross Garcia, and I'm bringing you a video today. We're talking about the law of attraction and how to attract things in your life, how to use your imagination to start creating the life that you want, to change the results that you have currently and start attracting wealth, happiness, and a lot of joy and great abundance. You know, when I was introduced to this information, I was literally sitting at my parents' house. I had went through the worst type of situation. And I said to myself, who is this guy, Napoleon Hill? And when I heard his voice and I seen his picture, I was like, man, this guy's talking something that just resonates with me, something that caught my attention. And he was talking about that we have we're born with like two sealed envelopes, and in one of side is everything you didn't want, and and the other side is everything you did want. Now, what happened was I started to realize that it was just as easy as turning the coin. And turning the coin meaning that if you're in a negative state, if you're in a negative attitude, all you have to do is just flip the switch, right? And then stay there. But how do you stay there? You stay there with your concentration. So, you know, when we talk about the law of polarity, so law of polarity, now that law states that that everything has an opposite, right? Negative, positive, right? So if, let's say, you're in a bad mood, right? Bad mood. Now, you're in a good mood. Okay? So the more you become familiar with these ideas and these concepts, you start changing the way that you think. You change the picture. Let's say you're broke, right? Now, this is the law of polarity, okay? You're broke. You're rich. Now, your current state might be that you are broke. Your current state might be that you are in a bad mood. But see, we use the higher faculties, you know, imagination, okay? So we use our imagination and we say, well, we are rich. We are in a good mood. And you're creative. So when you think about it, let this represent the amount of times you think, and you think about 98% of the time. Well, let's say you don't think 98% of the time. So you don't think. What's going on with the other 2% when you're thinking, right? So you're thinking here. So what are you thinking about? And what's going on? Who controls the 98%? Okay? Who controls the 98%? The subconscious mind controls it. And I'll just put SC, subconscious. So the subconscious mind controls the way you think, because this is your programming, your conditioning. Okay? So that's conditioning. And this is, you're only thinking 2% of the time. So what are you thinking about? That's the question mark. And if you're on this side, the negative side, the law of polarity, then we got to get you on this side, okay? And what's going on with the other 90%, and how can you program the subconscious mind to work for you, autopilot, and start giving you the things you want? And when Napoleon Hill said this to me, I didn't have it written out in a formula. I just basically internalized it, and I started thinking about all the desires, all the things that I wanted. And as that happened, my outside world started to change. Now, you might not see the 98% because you're blinded by that. Because that, if this represents when you're thinking, so you're thinking, right? And you're thinking over here, right? And you're thinking over here. Well, what's going on with this chart? I mean, with this piece right here, right? And this is the subconscious mind at work there. Okay, this is conditioning. You know, you wake up at a certain time, you have a certain amount of habits, and this is a big portion of your day. Okay, so that's why I say 98%. The other 2% you're thinking, and what are you thinking about? So, you know, what we want to do is we want to use that subconscious mind to start making, you know, changing the conditioning and giving it new programs, so that way when you're sleeping at night, it's bringing it closer to you, bringing it closer to you, bringing it closer to you. Now, when Napoleon Hill said, you know, all you have to do is write this down. What is it that you want? I literally took a blank sheet of paper and I wrote down what I wanted. I literally wrote this down, right? And I had lost the book at my mom's house. 3 years later, I realized I found the book, the same book. And on there was that I was going to make a company and I was going to hire people. I was going to make millions of dollars. And, you know, I come from a background in the mortgage industry. So at times we had real, you know, big time highs. But after the crash of 2008, I didn't make the same amount of money. It was the crash of 2008, 2009. And, you know, we're seeing another crash right now, possibly. But, you know, this happened 2008, 2009. And I wrote down that I was going to make this company. I was going to do this, and that. And I was literally working at a warehouse for minimum wage. So I remember my sister telling me, like, hey, you know, you can't quit your job. You're not going to find another job. And I said, you know what? I have a plan. Like, you know, this is my plan, my desire. And there's a secret in writing it down. And what's the secret? The secret is that when you write down your plan, your desires, you're actually using your imagination to go there. So you're able to see yourself in this place. It's a destination. It's a place. So when we talk about our plans, our desires, well, we want to know exactly what plans, what desires. You know, I talk about that the universe, it likes when you're precise, okay, about what you want. So you have to be precise about what you want. So you have to know exactly what you want, and you have to write it down, and you have to describe the vehicle that you want, the type of relationship you want. So just to give a better idea, if I say, you know, I want a Rolls Royce, right? Well, what color is your Rolls Royce? What year is your Rolls Royce? Or I want a red Corvette. You know, you asked for a red Corvette, and you might have got a 2015 red Corvette, but you didn't want the 2015 red Corvette. You wanted a 1963 red Corvette with a white top and leather interior. What color leather interior? What kind of radio? What kind of tires? And those are the types of descriptions that you need to give out in your desire and your plan. So you have to be precise, because the universe likes when you're precise. So those are the type of things that I wanted to get into, to describe to you how the law of polarity works and how you can use this information to start attracting the things you want. This is Ross Garcia. Have a good day.